to my channel. Today I'm filming on Monday the 8th of March. As I say, it's a little bit all over the place at the moment. I can't really do regular videos because my life's a bit all crazy at the moment with everything going on and, you know. So I have this really annoying habit of, I keep on licking my lips. So I've put lip balm on my lips because I don't know why, but I have this habit of constantly sucking my lips, making them very, very dry. I've done that since I was a kid, but I seem to do it. I think it's like a sort of nervous thing. Well, I kind of do it. I just like lick my lips, and then they get all like horribly dry and like cracked and horrible. So I have to put loads of lip balm on it. So I don't know if it shows too much in the camera. I did go. If my lips look like they're really glistening, it's because I put lots of lip balm on them. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to review Sandwich. A Global History by B. Wilson. It's part of the Edible series that I was working my way through. This was one of the better books in this series. I actually quite enjoyed this one. They do vary because they're written by different people. The one on eggs, that was just crap. I'm sorry, but whoever wrote that book seriously can't write because that book was just boring. And I was very disappointed by that book, and I was like, oh, I hope the rest of the series isn't like this because I kind of bought all of them pretty much. But hopefully that was just a dud because the last 3 or 4 ones I've read are really, really good, and I'm so glad I got them because they're just a gem and they just contain so much interesting facts. So hopefully the egg one was just a one-off, because the others I've read so far have been good. And Sandwich was one of the better ones, and I did really enjoy reading this one. And it's got some really lovely pictures in there and things. So I just wanted to review it really because I learnt some interesting facts about sandwiches. So for those who don't know, Sandwich is actually named for the 4th Earl of Sandwich from the 18th century in Britain. The 4th Earl of Sandwich in the 18th century gave Sandwich the name Sandwich. Obviously he didn't give it the name himself, obviously. Other people gave it the name Sandwich, named after him. The 4th Earl of Sandwich, so the story goes, ordered meat in bread while he was playing cards because he was an inveterate gambler, and the idea was that by eating meat between 2 slices of bread, it would keep his hands clean and also would be a more convenient way of consuming food so that he could carry on playing cards. But that's just a rumour, and it's not really clear that that's really reliable because it may well have been that he ordered the sandwich while he was busy at work at his desk because he was also a politician, so we don't really know. In order for it to be called a sandwich, there must be containment. There needs to be a bready top and a bready bottom if it is to have any meaning. The book argues that an open sandwich, as they consume them in Scandinavia, is not technically a sandwich, so that's a bit of a misnomer. Because otherwise you could say that plain buttered bread is a sandwich or anything on toast, and that wouldn't really make much sense. You need a minimum of 2 slices of bread for it to be a sandwich. Sandwiches, of course, were around for thousands of years, but John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, is credited with its invention in the sort of 1760s, 1770s, but that was only when, it got given the name sandwich. The entity, not previously called Sandwich, was still around for thousands of years before it got called Sandwich. So as I've mentioned, one theory is that because the Earl was an inveterate gambler, he was so busy playing cards that he was unwilling to leave the table to get food. So he ordered a piece of meat between 2 slices of bread, but we don't know how true that account is, because it's debatable as to what extent the 4th Earl of Montague was really an excessive gambler. He certainly dabbled in gambling, but, possibly no more than any other person of his sort of political elite class. Was he really busy at work at his desk? Not a card table. So yes, it's a bit debatable. The early sandwich was usually filled with cold meat by the British establishment. It was a post-theatre dish, which was eaten long after dinner, and it usually contained beef. The main question is not the first time John Montague ate cold beef between bread, but the first time someone else copying him ordered a sandwich. They, not he, invented the word in its current meaning. Sandwich got its name around 1748, give or take. Orlando Montague, who is the son of a current Earl and a relation of a fourth Earl, has also gone into the sandwich business and has founded the Earl of Sandwich, which is quite interesting. It is suggested that maybe Montague was unique in his ordering of a ready-made, convenient food sandwich as opposed to the eating of one. So maybe it was just simply more the fact that he ordered it. You know, he didn't put it together himself, but he got someone else to make it for him. So maybe it was his contribution, if you like, was kind of setting off a fashion for convenient food. So before Montague, you'd simply make the sandwich yourself as opposed to ordering one. Because sandwiches are the ultimate convenient food. You need no cutlery, no mess. Obviously, there are many different types of sandwich. Refined sandwiches would include the afternoon tea sandwiches consumed before the Second World War, and there's some very strange combinations, ranging from the rather prosaic eggs chopped and mixed with mayonnaise, through to mango chutney. Eggs chopped and mixed with mayonnaise, mango chutney or watercress, through to cream cheese combined with chopped walnuts, dates. Cream cheese combined with chopped walnuts, dates, dried apricots, or honey, or wet currant jelly. For making afternoon tea sandwiches, the bread has to be fine, white, a day old, or it won't cut well. And it needs to be sliced as slim as a leaf and buttered. The idea is to cut the surface of the loaf, buttered first and then sliced, and then repeat as you cut the loaf. And this is to avoid breaking thin bread. Cucumber is peeled and cut to transparent thinness. The crust removed and the sandwiches are then cut. You could have 4 little triangles or 3 little rectangles per round, piled up neatly on a plate. A rather more plebeian sandwich is of course the chip butty, which as name suggests was originally bread and butter, as in butty. Nowadays, a chip butty includes chips, sliced white bread or a bun, and butter. And I really want to try one now. I mean, I think I have had one before, but not for a really long time. Very unhealthy, but I really want to try one now. It was originally probably a jam butty. Interestingly, in the UK, Marks and Spencer's, which is a well-known supermarket chain in the United Kingdom, introduced the sliced sandwich, or sand wedge, because it's technically a diagonal in shape, in 1979, so a pre-packaged sandwich. And there was originally only 4 flavours. For example, the Marks and Spencer's cream cheese and celery was one of the first flavours. And the author remembers that his dad cut triangles into smaller triangles for tea, and it was all very elegant at the time. Later they introduced bacon and avocado, etc. There's also such a thing as loafer sandwiches. For example, a crusty loaf filled with anchovies or tuna, tomatoes and olives from Italy. Also, sandwiches could be served at elevenses by fashionable families, or to sort of 11 a.m. American sandwiches, as ever, are often very big and elaborate affairs. For example, bacon and egg roll, toasted sandwiches of peanut butter and bacon, and a hoagie, an oblong Italian-American roll stuffed with cold meats, cheese, lettuce, etc. and also such concoctions as ham, asparagus and fried egg on 2 slices of toast. Cahogie was eaten by Italian immigrants in southern Philadelphia, America. There are various theories as to why it is called cahogie. One theory is that its name derives from Hog Island, which is the shipyard where the Italian immigrants worked, or that you would have to be a hog to eat a whole roll stuffed with salami. Another theory is that it came from the Hokey Pokey ice cream sellers. Maybe cahogie was sold here too. So could hoagie derive from hokey pokey? Hokey pokey being a cheap form of ice cream. There's Western or Denver sandwich, another American sandwich which involves scrambled eggs, ham, pepper and onions in a roll. There's also an Elvis sandwich named after Elvis Presley, which is mashed bananas and peanut butter in white bread, fried in butter, which was regularly eaten by the singer. Peanut butter and cabbage sandwich, peanut butter, cheese and olive. Peanut pie, which is peanut butter, honey, walnuts, lettuce and pineapple. Okay, so I'm going to move on to video number 2 now to carry on reviewing Sandwich, A Global History. So, moving on to video number 2.